Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Quick View. I go by the name Soji Gray. If you've not subscribed to this channel, make sure to do that by hitting the subscribe button so that anytime a tech video is released on this channel, you're going to be updated. So I've seen people make a lot of mistakes in relation to what they consider before buying a smartphone. Some people do buy smartphones because that's what people are using. Some people buy smartphones because they don't want people to say they are cheap. Some people buy smartphones because it just has a great camera that they can use in taking selfies. Well, if you're someone out there who have made this mistake before, this video is for you. I'm going to release 3 primary tips you should consider before you make a smartphone purchase. So the first tip to consider before going to buy a smartphone is making sure that the screen protectors and the case for that your particular device is available in your country. Why this tip? Because if you're going to get a smartphone, it's very advisable to know that if you want to get a glass protector, if you want to get a case for that device, it's going to be readily available in your country. I mean, I know people who have used their phones without screen protectors and cases, and then they are very okay with it, and because of how careful they are, they never crack it. I also know people who say, I would never crack my screen, I would never dent my phone, and some accident just happens some way, somehow, and then the phone gets cracked. For that reason, I would want you to consider the fact that screen protectors and cases are available in your country. So imagine what's going to happen if you don't have a screen protector on your phone and you don't have a case on your phone. And it's like a brand new phone. You just bought it like a week ago, like 2 days ago, and you just bumped into someone whilst using it, and then the phone just falls out and it cracks. How stressful is that going to be? Like, I don't want to see myself in that situation, and I don't want to see you out there in that situation. So in order to prevent this from happening, this disaster from happening, the first step you should consider is getting to know whether screen protectors and cases are available in the country you find yourself in. Now let's move to the second tip. Now the second tip to consider before making a smartphone purchase is the ease of maintenance of that particular device you're going to end up getting. Ease of maintenance, let me explain it. Now you want to make sure that screen repairs and general repairs of that particular device must be accessible to you in the country you find yourself in. So for example, in Ghana, a lot of people use iPhones, and for that reason we have a lot of iPhone repair centers. We have a lot of the spare parts in this country, so that in case you crack your iPhone, it's so easy to get it replaced. I mean, if you crack your screen, it's easy to get your screen replaced. If you have a battery that's faulty, it's so easy to get your battery replaced in Ghana. But for example, you really love products from China, so you love the Xiaomi brand, and then you get a Xiaomi phone, and then in using it, you don't have access to the case, you don't have access to the protector, and your phone cracks. Imagine how difficult and stressful it's going to be for you to have it fixed. It's either you ship a screen from China to this country, and even shipping, a lot can happen. The screen can get cracked on its way to your country. I mean, it's so stressful. So in order to cut yourself from that stress, it's better to do research on whether that particular model has ease of maintenance in your country. So now I use an iPhone, and it's so easy for me because anytime I have a problem with my battery or with my screen, I know I have options out there in my country to get it fixed instantly. And talking about fixed instantly, the Device Hub has some amazing prices and deals on iPhone screen replacement. What they do is they come to you. You don't have to come to them. They cut out all the stress. They'll come to you and fix your iPhone for you instantly. I'm going to drop links down below. So if you want to call or check them out, you can do that, and then they will come and fix your phone for you if you're in Ghana. I mean, you need to be in Ghana to enjoy this sweet service, and I feel their prices are very affordable. So check the Device Hub out, and I doubt you're going to be disappointed. Now let's move to the third tip. The third tip you should consider before making a smartphone purchase is identifying your ecosystem, your tech ecosystem. I use a Mac always, and I used to have an iPad, so it would rather make sense if I go and get an iPhone, because iPhone has this really nice system whereby you can reply messages on all your devices, or you can receive calls on all your devices. I mean, it's very easy to use an iPhone with the Mac operating system. It will be very difficult. I can't imagine myself using an Android phone only with a MacBook and an iPad. It's going to be very stressful for me. It's okay to have like an iPhone and then you have an Android phone along with the Mac operating system, but your sole operating system being an Android device is going to be very difficult. So if you want to use an Android device and let's say you're on the Windows ecosystem, that's way better because Windows can easily work with Android. And for that reason, if you use an Android phone or if you decide to go and get an Android phone, that is totally fine. Another scenario is you find yourself in a family that uses iOS and you go get an Android phone. I mean, if you're on iOS, you should know that majority of your communication is going to be on iMessage. So since there's no iMessage on Android, I mean, how are you going to communicate with your family members and all that? You don't want to go through that stress. It's better to get an iPhone so that you can easily communicate with your mom, your dad, your family. But if you're on Android, you can use your Windows, you can use WhatsApp. If you have your friends around and most of them are on Android or your family's on Android and they're like, hey, Bluetooth this to me, send me this song. You can't use an iPhone. If you use an iPhone and you are playing this really, really nice song on your phone and then your cousin or your brother or your sister says, hey, can I get that song? How are you going to Bluetooth the song to the person? So, I mean, you should consider all these things before you go in for the operating system you want to be with. So I feel these are the primary tips you should consider before going out and buying a smartphone. And once you consider this primary tips, now you can come down to the secondary tips like the battery life, the camera quality, the screen size and the screen quality, among others. So these primary tips should do help you. I mean, if you don't consider these tips and then you just get the phone because hey, everyone has that phone, and then after some time you realize that this phone is not good for you, imagine the stress you're going to go through. So yeah, I hope you consider these tips to help you make your decision if you want to get a smartphone. I go by the name Soji Gray, and thanks for watching this episode of Quick View. I'll catch you in the next one. Stay blessed.